Hello all, Edisoft welcomes you all to the May edition of our monthly current affairs. Here, we will talk about all the important news of April 2024 and some quick reads along the way. Without further ado, let's begin. The first phase of polling was held on 19th April across 102 constituencies and the second phase was held for 88 constituencies on 26th April 2024. The first phase of voting amidst sporadic incidents of violence in West Bengal and an IED blast in Chhattisgarh that left a CRPF commandant injured. Minor EVM glitches were reported at some booths in Tamil Nadu, Arunachal Pradesh, Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Assam. A voter turnout of 66.14% was recorded in Phase 1 and 66.71% was recorded in Phase 2 of Lok Sabha elections. There was a drop in voter turnout in the two phases as compared to the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. The Lok Sabha elections are being held in 7 phases from 19th April to 1st June, covering 543 constituencies. With polling for 2 phases over, the rest of the constituencies will vote in the remaining 5 phases on 7th May, 13th May, 20th May, 25th May, and 1st June. A storm hit the United Arab Emirates and Oman in mid-April, bringing record rainfall that flooded highways, inundated houses, gridlocked traffic and trapped people in their homes. UAE closed government offices and schools for days. The storm had initially hit Oman on 4th April, before it pounded the UAE on 16th April, knocking out power and causing huge disruptions to flights as runways were turned into rivers. In the UAE, a record 254 mm (10 in) of rainfall was recorded in Al Ain, a city bordering Oman. It was the largest ever in a 24-hour period since records started in 1949. Shocking video showed the tarmac of Dubai International Airport, recently crowned the second busiest airport in the world, underwater as massive aircraft attempted to navigate floodwaters. Large jets looked more like boats moving through the flooded airport as water sprayed in their wake and waves rippled through the deep water. Lieutenant Commander Dilna K. and Lieutenant Commander Rupa A., two women officers of the Indian Navy, created history by successfully completing a nearly 2-month transoceanic expedition on the Indian naval sailing vessel INSV Tarini. They are the first women from India to achieve this remarkable feat. The expedition, flagged off from Goa on 28 February 2024, concluded with Tarini's triumphant return to her base port on 21 April 2024. LTCDR Dilna K. and LTCDR Rupa A. navigated the Indian Ocean for 22 days before reaching Port Louis, Mauritius on 21 March 2024. INSV Tarini also conducted a training sortie with Mauritian Coast Guard personnel on board. The officers faced challenging conditions like heavy winds, rough seas and adverse weather during their return journey starting 30th March. In Mauritius, they interacted with officials from the Mauritius Coast Guard and Indian High Commission, strengthening bilateral ties between the two maritime nations. D. Gukesh, a 17-year-old Indian grandmaster from Chennai, has made history by winning the 2024 FIDE Candidates Chess Tournament in Toronto, Canada on 22 April 2024. He has become the youngest challenger ever for the World Chess Championship, surpassing the record set by Garry Kasparov in 1984. Gukesh is only the second Indian, after Viswanathan Anand, to win the candidates tournament and earn the right to challenge the reigning world champion. He clinched the title by drawing his final round game against American Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura. The teenage prodigy had to wait for the result of the game between Fabiano Caruana, USA, and Ian Nepomniachtchi, FIDE, to confirm his outright victory. Hundreds of students from the Velamal Vidyalaya, the school where Gukesh studies, lined up at the airport at least 1 hour before his flight landed to greet the 17-year-old chess prodigy. The youngster walked out at around 3 a.m. and he was immediately flanked by the jubilant mass. Thousands of people have been evacuated and flights disrupted after Indonesia's Mount Ruang erupted again, sending thick clouds of ash more than skm 3 miles into the sky. Officials said the volcano in the archipelago's North Sulawesi province erupted at least 3 times on 30th April 2024, prompting fears debris might fall into the sea and cause a tsunami. Footage shared by Indonesia's Disaster Mitigation Agency, BNPB, showed strikes of lightning flashing above Ruang's crater as fiery red clouds of lava and rocks were thrown into the air. Earlier on 19th April, it erupted and sent a plume of ash 400 meters above the peak. This eruption followed several others, which forced thousands of residents to evacuate as molten rocks rained down on their villages. The volcano started erupting, stirring a mix of lava, ash columns, and volcanic lightning. More than 6,000 residents of the neighboring Tagulandang Island were evacuated to the side of the island facing away from the crater. Marking a key military export milestone, India delivered the first batch of BrahMos missiles to the Philippines on 19 April 2024, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi noting the development and congratulating the nation. Over 2 years ago, India signed a $375 million deal with the Southeast Asian nation to supply the weapon systems. The operation involved two heavy-lift transport aircraft from the Indian Air Force, supported by civil aviation agencies, facilitating a non-stop 6-hour journey to transport the missile systems to the western part of the Philippines. Indian officials celebrated the occasion by distributing sweets upon the aircraft's landing. The deal includes 3 batteries of BrahMos missile systems equipped with a range of 290 kilometers and a speed of 2.8 Mach. Moreover, it encompasses comprehensive operator training and integrated logistics support, highlighting India's commitment to ensuring the effectiveness and sustainability of the missile systems in the Philippines' defense arsenal. DRDO Chairman Samir Kamath inaugurated Indian Navy's Space in Kerala on 17 April 2024. A state-of-the-art submersible platform for acoustic characterization and evaluation, Space, inaugurated in Kerala's Idukki for Indian Navy's ships, submarines, and helicopters, enabling survey, sampling, and data collection with modern scientific instrumentation. It marks a milestone in naval technology advancement. It consists of 2 distinct assemblages: a platform that floats on the water surface and a submersible platform that can be lowered to any depth up to 100 meters using winch systems. Upon completion of operations, the submersible platform can be winched up and docked with the floating platform. It will mainly be utilized for the evaluation of complete sonar systems, allowing for quick deployment and easy recovery of scientific packages such as sensors and transducers, and cater to the needs of data processing and sample analysis in modern, well-equipped scientific laboratories, heralding a new era of anti-submarine warfare research capabilities. Bollywood megastar Amitabh Bachchan was honored with the prestigious Lata Dinanath Mangeshkar Award at a function held at Dinanath Mangeshkar Natyagriha on 24 April 2024. On this occasion, Amitabh Bachchan shared his emotional thoughts remembering the late singer Lata Mangeshkar. For the unversed, Big B has been given this award for his incomparable contribution to music, art, culture, and social work. Oscar and Grammy-winning music composer A.R. Rahman, who is earning praises for his album for the Imtiaz Ali directorial Amar Singh Chamkila, was also feted with the Lata Dinanath Mangeshkar Award for his contributions to the field of music. This award is given every year to individuals who make outstanding contributions to music, art, culture, and social work. Pat Cummins and Nat Silverbrunt have been named as the leading cricketers in the world in the 2024 edition of Wisden Cricketers' Almanac, published on 16 April 2024. Cummins, Australia's fast-bowling spearhead and captain across formats, guided his side to victory over India in both the ICC World Test Championship at the Oval in June and the 50-over World Cup in Ahmedabad in November. He also oversaw his side's successful defense of the Ashes in last summer's enthralling 2-2 drawn series in England. Siva Brunt, meanwhile, has been recognized as the preeminent women's cricketer of the moment, particularly in light of her starring role in the Women's Ashes, in which she produced back-to-back ODI centuries to take the multi-format series to the wire. She followed those performances with an England record 66-ball 100 against Sri Lanka, while her global appeal was recognized by Mumbai Indians at the inaugural Women's Premier League auction in February. In a remarkable revelation from space, NASA's Landsat 8 satellite has captured stunning images of a 6,900-year-old impact crater located in the Kutch district of Gujarat, India on 25 April 2024. The newly studied lunar impact crater measures approximately 1.8 kilometers across, while its outer rim rises about 6 ms, 20 feet, above the crater floor. It was named so for its proximity to a village of the same name. Radiocarbon dating of plant remnants contained in silt at the site indicates that a meteorite impact occurred about 6,900 years ago. The lunar structure is situated in a grassland called the Banni Plains, which remains submerged for most of the year, and the lunar crater often contains water. On collecting samples of rocks and sediments during the short dry period in May 2022, scientists detected several minerals that are uncommon in natural settings on Earth. These rare minerals form under the extremely high temperatures and pressures generated when a meteorite hits the ground. The Union Public Service Commission, UPSC, announced the results of the Civil Services Examination, CSE, for the year 2023 on 16 April 2024. A total of 1,016 candidates were recommended for various prestigious government services such as the Indian Administrative Service, IAS, Indian Foreign Service, IFS, Indian Police Service, IPS, and other central services. Aditya Srivastava emerged as the top rank holder, with Animesh Pradhan and Ronuru Ananya Reddy securing the second and third positions respectively. The merit list shows a diverse group from various categories: 347 from General, 116 from EWS, 303 from OBC, 165 from SC, and 86 from CENT categories. The UPSC Civil Services Examination is one of the national competitive examinations in India, aiming to recruit candidates for various civil services of the government. This examination is conducted in 3 phases: preliminary exam, main exam, and personality test, interview. On 15 April 2024, the Union government is planned to set up dedicated labs for testing high-grade cotton in Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Haryana, Punjab, Gujarat and Karnataka as part of a push to establish the Indian Kasturi cotton as a global brand. The labs would be set up in convergence with the Bureau of Indian Standards, BIS, testing facilities, ensuring alignment with national quality standards. India aims to compete with global cotton brands such as Supima and Giza, which are known for their exceptional softness, strength and durability. While India has only recently branded its cotton despite being a major producer with the largest area under the crop, Egypt has successfully positioned its Giza cotton brand internationally with an annual output of a modest 1 million bales. The Textiles Ministry is planning to finalize a testing action plan for all textiles in the coming months, aiming to enhance the overall quality standards that will help in promoting Indian textiles on the global stage. A devastating forest fire in the Sultan Batheri forest range under the Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary in Kerala destroyed nearly 100 hectares of land on 12 April 2024. The fire began in Karaseri and quickly spread to other areas within the sanctuary, including Kumbaram Kolli, Ezhekkar, Narik Kolli, and Kotnode. 3 units of fire and rescue services responded to the blaze, with around 150 individuals working for 6 hours to bring it under control. This incident marked the fourth fire in the sanctuary this year, with dried bamboo pods, high temperatures, gusty winds, and withered undergrowth contributing to the rapid spread of the flames. In addition to the damage to the forest, a nearby rubber plantation was also affected by the fire. Media reports suggest that lower mammals and reptiles in the sanctuary may have sustained injuries as a result of the fire. Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud on 10 April 2024 termed retired Supreme Court Judge Justice Anirudh Bose a true, Bhadralok, gentleman, who was a hard-working and compassionate judge with a desire to do justice to the last person in the line. Justice Bose, who was elevated as a judge of the top court on 24 May 2019, is demitted office on 10 April. He is set to join as director of the National Judicial Academy in Bhopal. According to the Apex Court practices, Justice Bose, the fifth senior-most judge of the Apex Court, was part of the ceremonial bench headed by the CJI on his last day in the office. Justice Bose thanked the bar and the judges for their support. The Supreme Court Bar Association, SCBA, organized a function to bid farewell to Justice Bose. Born on 11 April 1959, Bose passed his higher secondary from St. Lawrence High School, Kolkata, and completed his LLB from Surendranath Law College. India will post defense attaches in several countries including Ethiopia, Mozambique, Ivory Coast, Philippines, Armenia and Poland in line with its broader policy initiative to expand strategic ties with key regions, a move that comes amid renewed geopolitical rivalries on 10 April 2024. New Delhi is also appointing a new defense attaché to the tiny African nation of Djibouti that serves as a major maritime gateway around the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden, and is considered as a prized location for military bases. The new defense attaché in Djibouti will be the second one to hold the post in the island nation. It is also learned that New Delhi is planning to rationalize the strength of its teams of military officials in its embassy in Moscow and High Commission in London. Several African countries have already expressed keen interest in procuring Indian military platforms, equipment, and hardware. The Trishakti Corps of the Indian Army conducted a training exercise of anti-tank guided missile in a super high altitude region in Sikkim on 12 April 2024. The exercise involved missile firing detachments from mechanized and infantry units of the entire Eastern Command, showcasing the capability to neutralize armored threats with high lethality in treacherous mountainous terrains. The training included continuity training and live firing from different platforms on both moving and static targets to simulate battlefield conditions. The exercise was conducted with the aim of Ek Missile Ek Tank and highlighted the accuracy and effectiveness of the ATGM system in high-altitude environments. The successful demonstration of the ATGM system's performance in super high-altitude terrain further strengthens the Indian Army's readiness and preparedness in dealing with potential threats in challenging terrains. On 9 April 2024, the Supreme Court of India made a significant ruling regarding the right to privacy of election candidates. The decision came in response to a petition filed by Arunachal Pradesh MLA Kari Khokiri, challenging a Guwahati High Court decision that declared his election void due to non-disclosure of 3 vehicles as assets in his affidavit. The case was heard by a bench consisting of Justices Anirudh Bose and Sanjay Kumar. Justice Kumar authored the judgment, which held that a candidate's choice to retain privacy on matters irrelevant to their candidature for public office does not amount to a corrupt practice under the Representation of People Act, 1951. The Supreme Court emphasized that a candidate is not compelled to disclose every aspect of their personal life and possessions to the electorate. India's Chandrayaan-3 mission team has been presented with the prestigious 2024 John L. Jack Swigert Jr. Award for Space Exploration in recognition of it raising the bar for space exploration on 8 April 2024. The award was received by India's Consul General in Houston, D.C. Manjunath on behalf of the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, during the opening ceremony of the annual Space Symposium in Colorado. As the first nation to land on the Moon's south pole, Chandrayaan 3, a mission developed by the ISRO, extends humanity's space exploration aspirations to new and fertile areas for understanding and cooperation, the Space Foundation said in a press release. The John L. Jack Swigert Jr. Award for Space Exploration recognizes extraordinary accomplishments by a company, space agency, or consortium of organizations in the realm of space exploration and discovery. The award honors the memory of astronaut John L. Jack Swigert Jr., one of the inspirations for the creation of the Space Foundation. A total solar eclipse, which is a once-in-a-lifetime celestial event for most people, swept across North America on 8 April 2024. The eclipse began at 9:13 p.m. Indian Standard Time on 8 April and continued till to 22 a.m. Indian Standard Time on 9 April. The moon's umbra, the darkest part of its shadow, touched down around 998 kilometers south of the Republic of Kiribati in the Pacific Ocean at 10:09 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Although Indians were not able to watch the eclipse, a total solar eclipse was only visible in parts of the United States, Mexico, and Canada. A partial eclipse was visible in parts of some Caribbean countries, Colombia, Venezuela, Spain, the United Kingdom, Ireland, Portugal, and Iceland. To capture this rare event, two of NASA's WB-57 jet planes, equipped with special instruments, followed each other at 740 km per hour, about a quarter of the speed of the moon's shadow, just southwest of the maximum point of the eclipse. At that speed, totality increases from the 4 minutes 27 seconds for those viewing it from the ground to over 6 minutes. On 9 April 2024, India's first military-grade geospatial satellite manufactured in the private sector has been successfully launched and placed in orbit, with full functionality expected to be achieved within a few months. Built by Tata Advanced Systems Ltd, TESL, at its Vemagal facility in Karnataka, the Sat-1 was on board the Bandwagon 1 mission launched by SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket in Florida. The Submeter Resolution Imaging Satellite has given a signal that it is in the right orbit and tests will be run on it for the next few weeks before it is fully functional, TESL officials said. The satellite will provide military-grade imagery with high resolution of less than 1 meter per pixel that will be downloaded and processed at a ground center in India that is being built by TESL. While India has a few military spy satellites built by ISRO, this is the first such initiative in the private sector. And here are some quick reads of the month.